Folks, welcome back to the channel. Today I'm out here in the Chugach mountain range testing the new Canon 1.52 firmware, make sure it's good before the weekend hits. And what I'm probably doing this weekend is going looking for some early spring duck, since we're starting to get break up here and it's getting pretty slick and pretty sloppy. Up here on the mountain it's still pretty froze over, as you can see. And also seeing if I can find any ptarmigan today. So far striking out, seen a few eagles and few other birds, but no ptarmigan, no big cats or anything up here today either. So, and it is a bright day. Anyway, you know, when we're doing photography, our biggest thing we always think about is I gotta go find that animal, I gotta get a good picture. But once you capture that image or capture that video, that's just the start of the whole process. So the biggest process now is, how do you process that image? How do you compile that video into something that's usable? And that starts to get to where we talk about our equipment we use. And for me, today's video is about that equipment. So Apple, Microsoft, you know, that's your basically two environments. You can go Linux, but good luck there. But for me, it's going to be the Apple ecosystem. I use both. I've got both at home. I've got a good, really good gaming laptop, real high-end specs. It processes, you know, the image is fine. It'll process the video, but for me, for video, it's Final Cut Pro for me. So that kind of puts me back to the Macintosh, which is really good. I didn't make the full jump back into the Apple ecosystem until the new laptop came out, the Mac M1 Pro 16-inch. Love that laptop. I'll probably do a video on that, like a 3-month review on that laptop for wildlife photography. So prior to this, you know, I had Samsung phone, Samsung tablet, you know, Windows machine. I did have one Mac laptop, and I'd used Mac a long time ago. We used to have other channels and to process the video, and I almost fell on my butt right then. But getting back into doing the videos, came back to the Macintosh because of that M1 that came out. Just phenomenal specs, just a good laptop. So, and one of those reasons was moving files between the phone and the computer or the tablet. With Windows, you can do it, Dropbox, a lot of things, but it's cumbersome. One of the big sellers for me was using Apple's one ecosystem. And that leads me to today's video. So, which is this guy. Let's set this down and show you more what I'm talking about here. So it's this guy, the iPad Air. Prior to this, my tablet that I've been using was Samsung Galaxy Note 2014 12-inch. Great thing, but it's seen its days. So what do I use the tablets for? I use them for doing notes, working up what I'm going to do, where I'm going to go, and also for social media. So it's easier for me to, instead of the phone, is process the image on the laptop, and then I need to transfer it over to a mobile device, and transfer the mobile device so I can post it to social media and things like that. With Windows, like I said, it's pretty cumbersome. With the Mac system, Apple, the full Apple ecosystem, it just transfers files between everything so much smoother. And Final Cut Pro on that new laptop is sweet. Now, also, with the Air, a lot of the new stuff, you can use Lightroom on these too. For me, if I was going to use Lightroom on it, it's going to be more for social media purposes. It's not going to be for my print or stuff that, you know, I want to be really detailed and big and to share, print, sell, whatever we're going to do. That's going to happen on the computer, and that's more because of Canon and Lightroom. Since the mirrorless came out, the R5, R6, and R3, Canon's CR3 and Lightroom don't play well together. When I first got the camera, one of the things that really bugged me was I thought I had too much noise. I went for the 5D4 to the R5, and then I started researching around and found out that, you know, the colors weren't there. If you went to Adobe Camera Raw, the colors were really good there and there wasn't as much noise. But if you went straight to Lightroom, colors weren't good, a lot of noise. So it was something with the color profiles and transforming those files. So one of the pieces of software I found from other YouTube creators and stuff, Jan Wagner and some other people like that, they're using a piece of software called DxO Pure Raw. And by using that, it just looks the same as I did when I used Adobe Camera Raw to bring the pictures over. Adobe Camera Raw is just too slow. This DxO will go ahead and get the colors back like they used to look like, and it got rid of some of the noise that was in a little extra inherent. But that's very, so that part's there. So the whole point of that discussion is, if I'm going to go something really big and get really intricate that's not, you know, Instagram or Facebook, then I'm definitely going to do it on the laptop or the computer instead of doing it on a tablet because of Lightroom CC. So I need to process those pictures before I bring them into Lightroom to do the edits through that DxO Pure Raw software. So for that purpose, it wouldn't be on here, but I will edit on this for those type things like I did with the Samsung with Lightroom, the cloud version, excuse me. But so yeah, that's kind of the reason why I got the iPad Air. And this new one has the M1 chip, same as the laptops and the new desktop studio, the Mac studios they're calling it. This new M1 chip, system on a chip, is really fast and really nice. So what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna get back off this mountain because I'm not really seeing anything as far as to take pictures of, and the new Canon update seems to be working pretty good, no hitches. I will tell you for the Canon, for the R5, the 1.5 to 1.2 patch I did is a lot snappier on the autofocus, especially for the EF converted lenses. Really nice. So it's working good for me, for my experience right now with that patch. It's good. So, but I said most people can give it another couple weeks to make sure it. Everybody else says it's good too. So I've just been lucky. So anyway, I'm gonna get off this mountain. We're gonna go back to the house and go inside, and we are going to unbox this guy, show you a quick setup on it. The reason to make this was I was curious. I sat and mulled over, should I buy this? Should I buy this? For several days, watch videos. And my decision was to buy it. And the reason to buy it was I need something better to take my notes, something I could do on the road, social media type edits for my images and small video and stuff. And I can also take my laptop, the 16-inch MacBook Pro, with me and use this as a second monitor, which is really cool. You can do the same thing with Samsung with the laptop with decks and stuff, but it's just more seamless, less headache, less things to patch, less things to touch with using the Apple ecosystem. Because it does, again, the biggest thing is, since it's all in one platform, the files move so much easier between everything, and everything communicates better with everybody else. So since they're all the same brand. So anyway, I'm gonna head off the mountain, start unboxing this, show you how to set it up, and show you how I'd use it in a day-to-day setting and how I'd use it for wildlife photography. And then probably in a couple months, I'll come back and tell you, did it live up to what my expectations were of being able to make the process a little easier, a little smoother, a little more mobile when I'm out in the field. I don't have to drag the laptop. I can just take this tablet with me and do a big bulk of my work, even transfer the files off the computer onto the solid state hard drive. So anyway, enough of me babbling. I'll see you back at the house. You guys take care. All right, guys, we're back at the house. We're going to unbox this guy and set it up and show you how to use it. So, all right. So I bought this in purple and 256 gigs. 256 gig because that's what I needed. And why purple? It's because it's all I had. On top of that, I got the Wi-Fi model, not the Wi-Fi model, so I got the cellular model, mainly because, again, it's all I had. So anyway. So that's about all that's in the box. At least it comes with a charger brick and a cable. And Apple makes it so easy to get into all this stuff. So this is the tablet. Even though it says purple, it almost looks gray and silver. Very interesting. It does have a hue of purple to it. All right, let's get her turned on and we'll start getting it set up. The laptop up because I'm probably going to need it in a bit. All right. English, United States, and quick start. All right. Set up. Find my Wi-Fi here, get it set up first. Did I do something wrong? Apple devices are actually pretty easy to set up, pretty dumb proof. If I can set them up, anybody can set these up. The only reason I'm going through this setup is just so mainly you guys can, if you have never set one up, how you're going to do it. So anyway, data and privacy, continue. We'll set up the Touch ID later, but it's just up here at the top. You just hit it a few times. Say don't use for now for Touch ID. Just passcode, and I'll probably change it later since, all right, let's see. Do I want to transfer anything, move anything? I don't want to transfer anything. Even though I do have stuff on my laptop, I do have stuff on my phone over here. I'm not going to set anything on. I just blank this guy out, so don't set up. Now what I'm doing is setting up my the Apple account. If I can remember what my stuff is, that's the best part. All right. And there we go. So it sends a code to another device. And actually, on your other devices, all you have to hit is allow, and it will give you the code. The really cool thing about Apple is it sent a code to every device I have. It sent it to both my iPhones. I have a work iPhone, it's the same account. So it was there. It sent it to my laptop. It just sent it everywhere, which is really cool. So it doesn't matter which device you have, you're going to get an alert for it. So if you got something set up for your whole family, if you got kids too, it'll send it to you so you'll see what your kids got. So it's really good in that aspect. All right, so it's setting up the Apple ID account. Probably have to cut a little bit of this out. So, all right, make this your new iPad. Here's everything you set up. Apps and data, continue. Continue again. I think it picked up my dark mode on other devices just now. Continue, previous cards. It's interesting. So it's adding even from my phone and my laptop. I have my Apple Wallet. It's kind of cool. A little bit unnerving sometimes when you get all your stuff on devices, but so far with all my credit cards and stuff, when I've used them, I've always gotten an alert with any time something even close to fraudulent. Let's see. Oh, I know what it is. To cut that part out of the video. Okay. anyway, that is it. That's how hard it was to set it up. It just asked me at the very end there, do I want to allow the device setup? So this thing is done. That's literally how long it took. I think all I'm going to do is cut out where I put my password in there. And other than that, that's the only time out of this what I've just had to cut out. Then my other devices, both of them, are both telling me that a new device was registered. I say okay, and it's happy. So that is it. So this thing is set up. It's ready to run. It's pretty darn snappy already. Photos. So anyway, with the M1 chip in this tablet, what I've noticed is on my laptop, this battery lasts forever. With 100% charge, even doing photo and video editing, this is lasting 2 days plus. It's at 100% now. I won't have to put this on the charger, and I use it a lot. It'll be tomorrow before I have to plug it in when it's getting down probably to 30% or higher than that. I won't put it up on a charger. So I don't care about photos. Let's go away. So anyway, let's go ahead and download Lightroom. Light Store. Turn off personalized ads. I hate personalized ads. Allow while using the app. It's going to be my location, so it knows who I am and where I'm at. So we're going to go look for Lightroom. And I've got an Apple Pencil. Let's see if W Lightroom for. Guess I don't have it set up yet. So. All right, it's downloading Lightroom. Let's see if I can figure out how to set this pencil up. Actually, you know, the pencil's probably dead. Which side does it stick to? There it is. So it may be this, yeah. So this thing was probably not, oh, maybe it was charged. Let me see here. It's been a while since I used it. So we have another iPad. It's the 2-year-old model, which is still a really good iPad. But I don't use it all the time. Somebody else uses it. So anyway, so Touch ID is ready to use. This is not now for the touchpad. Done. There we go. Now let's see if she cooperates. Yep, works great. Alrighty, is the App Store, is it still downloading? We need Photoshop also, so let's get that while we're there. Install Photoshop, really. Really. All right, so Lightroom is done. All right, so skip. Oh boy. Can sign in everywhere is my problem. All right, there's that. Oh, good. So that is really cool. It picked up my password stuff from the other two devices, which was really, really good. We are not going that way. There's got to be another. Let's try another way. Let's send that to my phone. There it is. So it sent the code to my phone. So it's really neat that it'll actually pick stuff off the phone. I can set it up different accounts. It's going to remember it. It remembers the password between devices. So there is one thing. If you are going to sell a device, then make sure you wipe that sucker out, because it will, and get rid of the the Apple accounts on each device before you get rid of it and sell it. So, give me 1 second. I need to grab a drive. We're gonna show how I'd use Lightroom in this aspect. So for editing purposes, I use a SanDisk 2 terabyte solid state drive. So from what I'm understanding, I should be able just to plug this in. And that's nice because you use USB-C on the new tablet. And let's see if I can remember how to import through this application. Let's see here. Select photos. Extreme 2, there we go. All right, so it took me a second. So here's how you do that. You would come down here to the bottom right, click the little plus icon, you go from Files. From here, you would click Browse. And then here gives you your locations, is going to give you your devices. And I'll try to punch into that a little bit later. Hopefully I didn't shake the camera too much. So anyway, you click the Extreme 2, which is the device I'm looking for. I've already pre-processed some things, so the way I set stuff up on these drives is I have a RAW file, my DJI Pocket, which I'm recording if you're seeing my face, that's what's recording right now. I also have an Action 2, and of course the R5. Then of course the drone right now is Mini 2. I'm going to upgrade to the Air 2S pretty soon. So those two get there. Then I have my RAW images and my RAW video. And then after I take the RAW, I put it through the DxO software on the laptop, and then I process it to the DxO file. So we'll go here, we'll go to 322. I have not touched these photos. So when I was coming down the hill, what took me a little longer to get back to record this video, is I found some coyotes on the way back. So let's select items. Can I just highlight? Let's see, how do I do select all? Select all. Select all, open. So once these finish, we will just go and play with editing one of them. So my plan is, so when I'm out in the field, this can go in the backpack, or it can just go in the truck or wherever I'm going. As I get during the day, what I've learned to, when I'm in the field, take the pictures and don't review the images on the computer, or the camera when I'm in the field. The reason is, the times I've done that, I'm looking at the pictures, something happens. Had a gorgeous fox in a big tree ball in the first of spring, big long branch that came out of the tree ball. It's kind of like a ramp down to the ground. I'd taken some pictures of this fox in the tree ball, and then I was looking at the camera because she wasn't doing a whole lot, and I was changing some settings, and I looked up and she was sauntering down that pole. By the time I got out of that menu, got the camera up, she was already off the little ramp. Missed the shot because I was reviewing my images, and that's happened a couple of times. So anymore, for the last year, I take the pictures. I don't review them until I get in the vehicle or out of the field, or I'm completely out of the area where I'm taking pictures. I'm basically putting the camera up, then I may review them. So my idea on this is to, at the end of the day, or I get back to the truck, or when I get somewhere, or even pull it out when I'm in the field, if we stopped and sat down taking a break, I can pull this tablet out, connect to the camera with Wi-Fi, and see what I got. So let's just find one of these images of this coyote here. Let's look here. One where it's fairly isolated. There's the two. There's the one. I'll go with this one. So we don't care. You turn this sideways. Whoops, turned it off like a silly boy. So let's try this. All right, so now we are in landscape mode. So I have a feeling the brightness is not up on this, so let's go ahead and get that turned up. So I'm looking for screen. Here it is on the left side. So here, yeah, gosh, it's way down. So let's turn this off and run this all the way to full brightness. Oh, that's much better. So back to Lightroom. So now I can actually see this fox. So got both fox coyote in here. So I got both coyotes. So let's do light. Exposure looks good. Let's Bring the highlights, drop the highlights, bring shadows up, a little more whites. Max texture. Figuring this out. Ah, here it is, all over here. So the cropping tool. So let's just, you know what? Let's do 16:9 on this. Oh, come on. I like putting the animals' heads on that. I think that's not a bad crop. It's not a great crop. Again, we're just playing. Let's see if I can figure out how to do the select subject in here. So light, color, effects, details, geometry. What was geometry? Distortion, vertical. Go away. Let's see here. Ah, here we go. We don't care here. We are going to. I don't. Here we go. The plus sign. Okay. I haven't used this before, so we're playing with it here. But hit this. Select subject. What I'm looking for. Yes, we don't. Come on. Okay. So it's doing the processing here in the bottom right corner. So hopefully it's going to grab my two foxes, but I have a feeling it's going to grab the shadows too. So hit create. Trying to select the subjects. It grabbed them pretty well. It actually grabbed the two coyotes. It got a little bit in here. If I was on, which I could still do it here. Yeah, here we go. So I could come in here if I wanted to and do subtract from mask, brush, create, and I could come in here. Okay. The eraser tool, there we go. Well, don't know how that works. So, enough of that. So, we'll just say we want that. So, let's create another mask. And we're going to do select subject again. This time we're going to invert it, so we should be able to hit this and do. I don't see the invert. That's interesting. So on the Lightroom Classic, I come in here and I can invert. I can make two masks, one for the subject, one to invert it. But I don't see an invert function here. Cut, hide, rename, duplicate, convert, smart dodge, delete, move up, down. And this menu gives me duplicate, rename, add to, subtract. So, yeah, so I can't invert it. So let's just get rid of this one. So, okay, back to my mask. Where'd my mask go? There's my mask. Okay, so now I got my mask. I thought it was selected. So now I can come in here and each of these I can play with the coyotes. So let's drop their highlights, bring their shadows up more. We can see them a little better colors. Give them some more whites. Exposure, a little bit more on exposure. A little more contrast. Detail, let's sharpen them up a touch. Effects, I think this is where my texture is. Yes, put a little more clarity to them. Add a little texture. I think texture is one or two ways. You can add a little more to the fur, which it brought out the little more whites in here. And I'm not going to go too crazy with this. Color, we'll add a little touch of warmth to it. A little much, it looks a little sunny. Nah, again, we're just playing, so not a big deal. Close the color. What was under optics again? Let's defringe, detail with sharpness, FX. Yeah, so let's kill the mask. So normally I would come in here and I would work on the snow a little bit, but for general purpose, I mean, this looks pretty good. So now I can, yeah, I mean, there's the coyote. I think he looks pretty good, this guy. But anyway, when I was coming down out of the pass, this is what I saw. These two coyotes, they'd stopped next to this pole, like in this one here. This is where this is way overexposed. And there we go. So here's where they were, just sitting there. I think actually that may be a good picture too. They were quite a ways away from me. They were probably a couple hundred yards from me. I mean, this is the original picture. I had the camera in crop mode here. See what whoops, well, that's not what I meant to do. Back to Lightroom. All right, so I want you to go away. Oh, no, don't want you to go away. I want you down here. See where the first picture was later. Did it again. That's going to be annoying. Let's look here. So this is with, really? This here is the distance they were with without putting the camera in crop mode. When I put the Canon R5 in a crop mode, it goes into a 17 megapixel picture instead of the 40 that it is originally. And so in crop mode, this is the size. Not that big a difference, but it's pretty cool. It was really neat seeing those coyotes. So anyway, so that is the purpose that I was going to use this for. So there's another thing that this will do. Yep, shutdown's the same as it is the. So I'm not going to do that. So enough babbling here. So again, this will be for. It's telling me this is like at 3% on this. Got to charge this pencil up. So the point of this one was to take this into the field, plug it in this way. I would do with Wi-Fi to the camera, be able to review the images on the tablet to look at them a little bigger instead of the little 3-inch little screen. I've got 11-inch screen here. And then to use that way to do quick edits. And I could go over to Instagram or Facebook or whatever, upload those pictures. I could record the reels, the stories, do that kind of stuff. I could use iMovie or any other piece of software to compile the movies or whatever to make into the YouTube shorts, whatever. YouTube videos will still come on the MacBook Pro here, the 16-inch. Also, there's two things you can use with the laptop. You could use, they have a thing called Sidecar. So I could use this, and I could use this as a second monitor. So I could set this up. I did buy the keyboard, which I need to open up also to stick it on. But I can run this, and I can run this as a second monitor. So I could have the two monitors. So I could be recording, or like editing video.
Sorry, I'm still not sure about that.
All right, Siri, go away. So I could be editing video here and use this as the one to show the video. I could do my timeline edits here, and then as I'm reviewing, watching the video clip back, I could see it on the iPad. Second thing you can do is called universal control. You can use the keyboard and mouse, whatever you're using on this device, and control this device. Not like a second monitor, but it would be like you could run the iPad iOS, but you could be using this keyboard and this sliding this over to this side to click something over here, but still work over here. So you could control your iPad at the same time you're working on your laptop. And that is really cool. So those will be pretty nice to see, but this will mainly be just something I use in the field, something I use on the go. I don't have to drag this out in the field with me, the laptop. I don't have to drag out to the hotels all the time, or I could leave this locked up in the truck or in a safe somewhere from a hotel to keep it safe and secure, because these devices are, especially this one, is not cheap. It is worth every penny. I'll do a review on this later. So that's how I plan on using this, more as my in the field device. And I can leave this not with me all the time. I tend to take this with me a lot, and now I won't have to. Bought a little skin from Deep Brand to put on this to make it protect it a little bit better in the front and back so it doesn't get scratched up. So guys, that's the gist of what I was planning on doing with this tablet. What is its purpose? What is the purpose for wildlife photography? Well, for wildlife photography, what I plan to do is to be able to take this in the backpack, if I'm hiking out in the field, or if I'm going just on a day trip somewhere. If I'm going to do somewhere I'm staying more than a couple days and I'm in a hotel or somewhere more secure, I will take the laptop to do editing in the field, work on professional movies and larger pictures. But for the most part, I can do smaller video format stuff on here. I can do edits real quickly that I can maybe want to send to social media if I want to do them that day. I can do live video, shorts, whatever I want to do. And should make my life a lot easier. So that is the intent. Take it with me, go places. I can connect this right up to the camera to look at the images of what I got going on. When I get, sat down for a little bit, want to stop and look, and something bigger than a 3-inch screen that's on that camera, and look at it in a bigger format here. So that is the intent anyway. So once I remember how to use this thing. So that's right, because I don't have cloud set up on this. The only thing I'd have it was in Lightroom. So Lightroom will have my images here that were in the cloud. So guys, that's the iPad Air 5, the newest one that just came out. It's a purple model, solar. Why those two things? It's what they had. Yeah, the color really didn't matter to me. It could be sitting in a case most of the time anyway. Even though it's purple, it looks kind of, to me, just silver. Color is real muted. Again, cellular, I don't really care about the cellular. I don't know if I even hook it up, but that's just what they had. I'll probably hook it up because it costs a little bit more money. 250 gigabyte because doing pictures, we're going to store a lot on here. But anyways, for wildlife photography, what we're going to use Lightroom. We'll probably use a little bit of movie stuff on here. But again, the 10 is, throw it in the backpack. Take it with me. I'm going up hiking up the mountain looking for something. I'm looking for sheep, and we find a bunch. We take pictures. They break off. We're going to stop and take a break because we're hiking up the mountain tired. I can pull this out, connect the Wi-Fi up to the camera, review the images, see what I got, see if I got anything good, and if I got a banger and I'm tired, I want to go home, I can then. But I'm probably not going to if I still see those sheep and I can follow them. Or if we get back to the truck, I don't have to drag this out with me, the laptop anymore. I can just real quickly, instead of taking those images, put them on this, put them on the drive. I can do that here, connect Wi-Fi, drop them right to the drive. So I can offload off my SD card if I want to. So that'll make it a lot easier. But this device is going to be great. I think it's fast. I'm really, really surprised with it. It's more my Wi-Fi than anything, but it's really snappy. Pretty impressed with it so far. A little bit of time. Even that fumble we did in Lightroom, just looking at what, device. So I wonder how it tells you which one you've edited. That's going to be interesting. So, recent edits. There we go. So there's my edit we did a second ago. There it is. Still think it's pretty cool. For a 2-second edit, looks good. Anyway, that's how I intend to use it. If you guys have any questions, if you want me to answer anything else or do another video on this device, I'll probably do one in a couple months on this one. I'll probably do a review on the MacBook Pro 16, which I love. Show you how I use it, how it's holding up after 3 months. I think I got it in December, so we're a little over 3 months. Even the cameras I've got, the DJI Action 2, the Pocket 2, the drone, the cameras, the lenses, I'll probably do some of that. If there's any of those you want to see, let me know. And if you got any more questions, just leave them in the comments. Well, guys, I hope that's informative. I hope if you're on the fence about buying a mobile device, as far as a tablet, hopefully this helps. I think with the M1, that's in 250 gigabytes on it and 8 gigabytes of memory, this thing's probably going to last for quite a few years. That's the good thing about the Apple devices. Samsung, that one lasted a long time, 8 years, but it really, after the first year or two, it wasn't usable. I had an iPad Air, I had an iPad 2 that lasted forever. So anyway, guys, I hope you enjoyed this. If you do, probably like and subscribe, and I will talk to you soon. Take care.